welcome back to the show. Today I'm going to be discussing the principle of opportunity cost. And I thought this was quite a good one to bring to the table at the start of 2025 because I work with a lot of people and have done so over the last 15 years, shall we say. And it's always interesting to have the discussion about opportunities they haven't taken. So I thought it was a good one to start off the year and discuss what this actually means and how you can benefit from the learnings that both myself and my husband have had and the people that we've worked with over the years as well. So let's first of all decide or discover what opportunity cost actually means. Well, it's when you have a decision to make between different alternatives. And what it means exactly is the loss of other alternatives when one alternative is chosen. So it is the opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative when a decision is made. It's basically what is given up when you've made a decision on one thing. So let's go a little bit further. This is a really powerful concept when it comes to making big, particularly life-changing decisions. And in this context, more about financial decisions, but you can apply it to other areas of life as well. So I thought it was a good time to weigh up how much perhaps certain aspects of financial ignorance or fear is costing you in your life right now. And if you can work out how much you've missed out on by not taking action on things that you wished you'd had, then perhaps it might give you a different perspective on taking action on things which may make a real difference to your future. So, for example, I mentioned a minute ago about clients that I've worked with over the years who have regretted not having got involved in certain things sooner. The biggest one is property. The number of people, I've lost count literally of the number of people that I've spoken to and worked with over the years that wished that they had got involved in investing in properties or building a property business 10, 15 years before. And of course, that's, there's no point looking back, but you can look back in the context of what it's cost you so that you can now make the decision for what you're going to do now. The same goes for cryptocurrencies. The number of people that I've spoken to in more recent years who are regretting the decision not to have got involved in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies because of what's been happening in the market recently as well. And the truth of the matter is that there is never a right time to put your money into these types of things. There is only ever now. We can't turn the clock back and we can't see into the future. So whatever the market conditions, you can make these things work. You just have to know how to do it and what to do. And this is where education becomes absolutely key. It's so important to become informed and educated about the different opportunities that present themselves to you and how you're going to get involved. So for us, the decision to invest in property all those years ago, rather than spend money on big holidays or really nice cars at the time, has now meant that we are financially stable in our middle age and have been so for some time. So the opportunity cost of such was that we chose delayed gratification of the instantly nice things, like a car, like a holiday, like nice clothes or food, etc., for future financial stability. And we therefore forwent the nice things in life for being able to create that financial stability for ourselves. I hope that makes sense. So equally, over the course of time, and due to our ignorance at certain times, we've made investments into other schemes or vehicles or opportunities, which, quite frankly, over the years have resulted in the loss of money as well. We haven't just been involved in property. We've tried quite a number of different things. And we took risks which cost us of course, going on a nice holiday at the time, but we felt that the potential for the upside of that cost outweighed the cost or opportunity of going on a nice holiday at the time. So we now realize that there were certain things that we were more ignorant about and had not educated ourselves properly in. And therefore, this is with the power of hindsight, of course, why we are so passionate about helping other people to make decisions from the right place, from an informed position, and also tuning into your intuition and knowing what is right for you as opposed to what is not right for you. And I can honestly say that decisions that we've made from a place of excitement rather than full due diligence and research and considered risk reward ratios, etc., has meant that certain types of opportunities and investments failed. But let's face it, if you're not in the game, you're not learning. And as you're learning, you don't necessarily know everything, and you don't know necessarily who to trust, what the outcome of something is going to be. In fact, if you're not failing and you're not losing money over the course of time, quite frankly, you're not in the game. So rather than berating ourselves, we just see it as a learned opportunity, as a learning, basically. We've had the opportunity of learning. So not every investment that we've ever made has worked out. However, it is really important. What we've come to recognize over the years is that it's important to align with the choices that you make and make sure that you are doing the correct due diligence, research, and following your hearts and intuition at the same time. Now, we've all heard stories about if you'd made £1,000 investment into Microsoft or Google or Amazon at the time that they went public, or any other well-known companies that have really gone for it, that your investment would be worth multiple hundreds, if not thousands of times more than your original stake. But this is the thing. It's like, well, how on earth do you even know where to begin with that type of thing? And in this type of scenario or decision that you may be faced with, which we aim to help people consider as much as we possibly can, based on our experience, is in terms of opportunity cost, what could you have done with that money otherwise? You know, is it worth putting £1,000 into a well-researched potential for multiple gain type of investment right now? Or is it worth going with your heart or your gut and doing an experience of some kind instead of making a decision like that? And really that comes down to you and what choices you want to make in life, and whether you have regretted perhaps not going for certain investments in your life or certain opportunities in your life, shall we say. And again, caveat, which I've had to do on many occasions, this is not to say that you should be getting involved in any particular investment. Okay, this is not for investment advice. This is just for you to consider, okay, well, what perhaps might have missed out on in the past, and where do I actually want my life to take me, and which vehicles may potentially get me there, and what am I going to have to potentially risk not having the experience of to be able to put myself in that position where I could make those gains and change my life exponentially. Because certainly, you know, if I look back now on the opportunities that we've had over the last few decades, there are certainly opportunities that we have missed. For example, technological opportunities, such as the computer, you know, emerging as much as it has, and mobile phones, etc. The internet, obviously, everybody has heard about the dot-com boom, I would imagine, and bust, when a lot of organizations and companies, you know, went down. But certainly I feel that we have missed out on those types of opportunities in our lifetime. And as you may know, we do recognize and see that cryptocurrencies are the next biggest opportunity that is available in our current lifetime. This is our own personal opinion. Again, not advice, but we see this as an opportunity potentially to make serious gains if you learn and understand the cycles, the nature of this business, how to position yourself in this opportunity. So it's just interesting to see, where you've missed out and where the opportunities lie going forwards. So, for example, if I give you a little example, everyone's heard of Warren Buffett. He's literally the most famous investor probably in the world. And he bought his first stock in 1942 to the tune of $114.75. I think he was, quite young, 11 or 12, I'm just seeming to remember. And he'd been saving that money since he was 6 years old. And he said himself that if he had been able to, he made an investment into a particular stock, particular company. But if he invested it in equivalent to an index fund, reinvesting the dividends over the years. So not touching the capital, not touching the payments coming out, reinvesting, compounding his earnings, his dividends from that, it would now in this day and age be worth around about $650,000 to $700,000, which is pretty significant. Obviously bearing in mind that this is like 80 years ago on. So, it's unusual to have that kind of investment you're never going to touch again. But the principle is the same, that if you can find something that you believe in, that you can learn about, that you can put money into, accumulate, pound cost average, compound, etc., that you can really change your life. And of course, like I mentioned at the beginning, this doesn't have to just apply to your finances. It applies to your relationships, your health. If you are investing in time and money into, for example, give you an example, just had Christmas, right? It's a pretty indulgent time of year. Of course, you have the choice to indulge in, meals out or champagne or whatever, whatever floats your boat, or you have the opportunity to think to yourself, no, actually, I'm not going to go all out and spend money and calories on those things. I'm going to actually invest in my health and actually take the time to do more exercise and eat really well and take care of myself, etc. So it's that kind of investment opportunity cost that we're talking about as well. So the opportunity cost of indulging versus taking care of yourself. And you can only make one choice, right? Now, I have done a little bit of the former, and now I'm doing a bit of the latter more. So I'm really considering the opportunity cost of my health over the coming year for sure. Same goes for relationships in terms of spending time with your family, investing, quality, present time with your loved ones, as opposed to perhaps, finding yourself in a phone or on the PC or whatever. Again, it's all about opportunity cost. It's not just about building wealth, but it's about building wealth in all areas of your life. So think about and consider, when you're making a big choice this year, about what other potential irons in the fire you could have, potentially, rather than just having the instant gratification, let's say. So here are some questions for you to take away from today's call and ponder, if you like, over the course of the next couple of weeks, so that, or whenever you're listening into this, so that you can kind of decide which opportunity is going to be best for you in the long run. So here we go. You might want to grab a pen and paper or a tablet or something where you can make some notes. So here we go. First of all, think back to a time in your life where you didn't take an opportunity which was presented to you, and you knew actually, or you discovered that it actually turned out really, really well. What did you feel about it at the time? And next, ask yourself, what did you feel once you'd realized you'd missed a great opportunity? Really poignant to stop and think about that. If you need to, just rewind this a little bit and listen into that question again. And the biggest question is, what did you learn from this? Okay, that's the first set of questions. Next, I'd like you to think back to a time in your life when you did take up an opportunity which worked out really well, and how much that's benefited you. Again, what did you feel at the time that you made that decision? And what did you feel when you realized it was a great opportunity? And again, what did you learn most? So just a couple of hopefully great questions there for you to reflect upon and understand the process of your thinking, understand the different types of cost that you made in those scenarios to help you make better decisions, even better decisions going forward. So, for example, the very first property that we bought when everyone else thought we were mad, completely mad, we were really excited about it. And also we'd done the calculations and we knew what we were getting ourselves into. But it's actually been the springboard for everything that we have now. And if we hadn't taken that step at the time, then our life would be completely different. So I hope this has been a useful exercise. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. And if you have, I'd be absolutely thrilled if you could pop me a little review down below. Would be absolutely great, or a comment, something just to let me know what you've learnt and picked up, and perhaps some of the opportunities that you've taken and benefited from, or what you've missed out on and what you've learnt from that would be absolutely great. So I look forward to reading those in due course. And of course, until the next time, take care, have fun, and I'll see you again soon.